Tech Bravo out here once again in the global shed quarters for Bravo Technologies. Haven't put a video out in a bit, so I just thought I'd touch base with you guys, let you know I was still here, still working on this stuff. So I was going to make a ramp test video the other day, and I discovered I had a water leak. So I got a little bit discouraged and turned the lights off and went inside and watched TV and spent a little time with the family. So anyway, during that time I've replumbed everything. They call it 8mm by 12mm silicone tubing. I'm gonna assume that they're talking about diameters, which would make the walls of this tubing about 2mm thick. So I got some of this decent stuff and got rid of that little bitty flimsy junk that came with it, and I replumbed the entire unit. Luckily, the way the chassis is made on this thing, just by chance, it's a little bit lower underneath here, and there's a big hole in the bottom underneath the Z-table, and it was actually leaking from that T, and it dripped across and all went right down the hole. Didn't affect any of the electronics or anything like that. So you guys check your water connections frequently and make sure everything's okay. So all the way from the tube up to the water flow sensor and down all the way to the pump, everything is new tubing. I minimized any connections that didn't need to be there, so hopefully that will help, and I've had good luck ever since. And I did actually use some wire ties to secure those connections to make sure everything's good. So anyway, I'm back on track. I'm actually done now with all of the upgrades. The reason I had that leak to begin with is I had added my water pressure switch back there on the back. So I'm actually ready to start making things now. So I've gotten some more acrylic to do some of these, which I have that hooked to my surround sound because I don't use that USB connection for anything else. And I got these bases with the little remotes. Eventually I want to make my own custom bases. But for now, I got that going. Had some weird stuff going on with the kerning, or whatever you want to call it, with the letters being out of whack. So I need to check on that. And I got a bunch of these little wooden boxes that I thought would be good for business cards or jewelry or just about anything. So I got a couple of boxes of those. And got some other stuff. Still have some cutting boards. I'm gonna play with some cork. I've heard a lot of people doing coasters, so I bought some cheap coasters. These were $1, I think, $1.49 at one of the local hobby shops. And I'm gonna practice on some cork before I buy decent coasters and engrave them. And picture frames, and I got some leather. So I'm gonna start practicing with some different materials and building my materials database. So I got my camera now going live from time to time when I'm working. That's pretty boring. If you get on YouTube and see a live video, check to see if I have some really good content, or if you're just watching the laser, which it is mesmerizing. You may just want to watch it. So anyway, as I start testing these materials and seeing new things happen, I'll put out some more videos. Also, I will do the ramp test. I'm going to pull out my good cameras. I got them sitting over here. I'll leave them set up now. And do a really good video on that. I'd have some surprises coming, some good videos coming that are informative and descriptive and for a specific purpose. And I will tell you more about that later. So just stay tuned. Be sure and like my YouTube channel and subscribe and share it with anybody you think may be interested in this stuff. So you guys have a good rest of the day. Tech Bravo out.